What's up, Deadites? Welcome to my Evil Dead ranking video. Going into this ranking, I thought this was gonna be simple as fuck. I thought I knew exactly my order, but it was actually so different than I thought it was gonna be rewatching these movies. So last night, me and my sister went out back on our projector, and we watched Evil Dead, then Evil Dead 2, then Army of Darkness, and then she watched the reboot this morning. I didn't watch the reboot again because I just watched it a few days ago. And then we went to the theaters and saw Evil Dead Rise. That's a lot of Evil Dead for fucking not even 24 hours, let me tell you. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. So we're gonna, and obviously this leaves out Ash vs. the Evil Dead because that's a whole show, and that's great. I haven't seen it all. I will finish it. Starting at number 5 is Evil Dead 2013. This is one of them that I thought was going to be in the top of my list, but I rewatched this before going to see Evil Dead Rise initially, and I still loved it. I love the score in this. I think the cast is really fun. I love Fede Alvarez. I can't wait to see his Alien movie and what he's going to do there. But I don't know. It didn't, the wow factor wasn't there for me in this one as much as I, really enjoyed the other ones. It just wasn't as interesting to me this time rewatching it. I still love it. I'll watch the movie just to listen to the score because I like that so much. Just, some of the fucking deaths in that are so hardcore. This isn't the death scene, but the fucking needle in the eyeball, which I recently learned was the actor doing sleight-of-hand magic, which is, kind of cheating. You can't do magic while you're filming movies. That's what the hell? That one with his eye and all that. Oh, that's so crazy. The thing is about the 2013 Evil Dead, which I'm sure this is it with all of them. But the 2013 one was such a fun theater experience, you know? I really did enjoy seeing that one in theaters. I really do love the ending of it as well. It raining blood, her chainsaw on the chick in the head. A lot of that's really fun. Plus, we have the end credit scene of Ash. You know, that's always fun, too. But I don't know. Overall, I think it's just... I honestly think it might be because I've watched this one. This is probably the one I've seen the most at this point now. That it kind of is I don't know. I don't really need to watch this one for a while. I don't have much else to say about the reboot. Other than, I really used to like it. And now it's just kind of a pretty okay movie to me, which is kind of unfortunate. But maybe, I think if I give it a few years, I'll like it a lot more, because I used to love it. Coming in at number 4 now. Now, this one also I thought was going to be at my top, is Army of Darkness. Now, I love this movie. This is what initially got me even into the Evil Dead franchises, because I don't remember, it was years ago, I heard or saw clips or something about Army of Darkness, and I was so interested, but I was like, oh, I gotta watch Evil Dead first. So I watched Evil Dead 2, all just to watch Army of Darkness, and I fell in love. But that being said, I feel like you gotta be in the right mood to watch for Army of Darkness, because for a lot of these, I just want to watch a fun horror movie, and that's what Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 are, and Rise, and so on. Army of Darkness kind of doesn't even count, shouldn't even be on this list, honestly. I just have to throw it in there. Because it's just such a different movie. So Army of Darkness is one of my favorites. It's in my top. It's the movie I'll watch over and over again. But ranking for Evil Deadness of it, it's got to be pretty low on my list, you know? It's still better than the reboot because we still have fucking, Bruce Campbell in it. One thing I do really love about Army of Darkness is just how Planet of the Apes-y the movie kind of is. Him coming out of the sky, he's in this new world. I mean, obviously this is just time travel. I don't know, the music in it and some of the vibes, it's very Planet of the Apes vibes to me, and I really do enjoy that about it. Obviously, I love the silliness of it. A million little Ashes running around, good Ash versus evil Ash, him picking the different books. A lot of that I really do love. Just like I said, that'd be more for if I want to go watch that style of movie, or if I want to go watch an Evil Dead. But that's what I love about this franchise, is that I can go watch a Cabin in the Woods style one. Now you can watch an apartment style one. You can watch a reboot-ish one. You could watch a time travel one where it's in the past. You got a lot of options, and I hope we continue to get more options. Like Evil Dead in Space. Who wouldn't watch Evil Dead in Space? I mean, come on. One thing, too, that, I never really remembered until now rewatching it is every one of these movies kind of retcons something from the previous movie every single time. At the end of Evil Dead, he gets out of the house, the thing goes in him, whatever. Evil Dead 2, he brings his girlfriend there and it undoes the first movie. So then at the end of Evil Dead, when he goes to Army of Darkness, he destroys that beast, that flying creature, whatever. That just doesn't happen in Army of Darkness. All of a sudden, that creature shows up later and he fights it. It's just, I never really realized how inconsistent some of it was, but that kind of makes me enjoy it more because then it's like, oh, there's no rules. I can just kind of sit back and have fun each movie. I just never realized this franchise was like that. I kind of only thought the first movie was the only one that like didn't exist and kind of had inconsistencies with the other movies. I do like too how like if you think about it, going from Evil Dead to Army of Darkness, Ash had a girlfriend there. She died. He had a love interest in that movie. She died. He goes into Army of Darkness, has a love interest there, leaves her to go back to the present, and then has another love interest. It's just really fun. I know they kind of play on that in Ash versus the Evil Dead, but that's just something that that really cracked me up watching it this time. But alright, I think that's it for Army of Darkness. So coming in at number 3, going to be the original Evil Dead. I surprisingly really enjoyed it watching it this time, and I mean maybe that's not surprising. I don't know. It was just really fun to watch. It's also because you kind of see a little bit like Bruce Campbell before he was being Bruce Campbell-y, you know what I mean? Like he's just kind of like he's goofy in parts, but like it's like nowhere near what he becomes later on. I think the only thing that really puts the original Evil Dead so much lower on my list, which is not even that low, just makes it what makes it number 3 is that like there's other movies that kind of do parts of this better. Like there's Evil Dead 2 does all of this better. Evil Dead the reboot, even though I put that lower on my list, it does some of this stuff a little bit better, you know. So it's just like I've seen it a lot, but even it is cool seeing the original story, which also kind of bumps it up to number 3, you know? Oh, there's only 2 spots left. Do you think you can guess what the next 2 are? Coming in at number 2 is going to be Evil Dead Rise. I really enjoyed Evil Dead Rise. Like I said in the beginning, I just went and saw it in theaters again today. The projector in the theater wasn't busted, so the movie looked normal this time. Thanks, AMC. But yeah, just like this, the cast is amazing in this one. I actually care about everybody in it, other than just only caring about Bruce Campbell. The score and just like the audio, just everything in this movie is so fun and good, and just feels Evil Deadish. You know what I mean? Deadites, everything about it, it just feels like this fits in the original Evil Dead series so perfectly. Where the reboot has its moments, but for the most part, kind of just feels like an Evil Dead reboot. I know people don't like you calling it the reboot, but it's for always the reboot in my head. So I'm sorry, I can't click that out. But yeah, to me, that's the thing I love about it is like it has its own little style too, but it also like it fits in the universe very perfectly without making anything not make sense. You also get a fun little Bruce Campbell cameo when the record's going, you know, this is the Book of the Dead for a reason, destroy it, whatever. But yeah, I can't wait to see what else they do with the franchise because of this one. This one was just so much fun. It made me want to rewatch all these movies and like them again. One thing, and I kept bringing this up when I was watching this today, but one thing I would do differently is I feel like if we're introducing children into the Evil Dead movies, maybe kill a little child. You killed teenagers in this. We killed some young kids. I think the little girl should have died, possibly. I think that would have been very ballsy and pretty fun. I would love to see her be a Deadite and be like, "Hey, mommy, I'm a little bitch," or something. I'm not a writer, but I think that could be very neat. Also, the fucking title card of the movie, one of the best in this franchise. I think 2 and Army of Darkness have good title cards too, but this one's so fucking good. Because I think too, like I said, like this one, it feels so well in the franchise. I think the camera work in all the Evil Deads, it's very important to make for the Deadites. Like it just feels that like with the second it starts going that way, one, you either think Deadite or you think Sam Raimi, so that's very important in there that I think the reboot, the 2013 one, didn't do quite a lot of. I do love making it a little differently where we have the book, but we also have records that go on and read the words for you and all that. That's really cool. I love mixing it up a little bit. This one also has some Nightmare on Elm Street shoutouts that I fucking love, so that one gives it a couple points up for me. But yeah, so that being said, Evil Dead 2 is my number 1. I fucking loved watching this. There were parts of it that were a little weird. I kind of don't like the people. I don't even remember their names, but the people that own the house that show up in the movie and all that, they were like, I don't know, some of that stuff, they were a little weird. But I really love all of everything Bruce Campbell in the movie, everything Ash, so good. They do the little horror movie thing in it where like also I guess maybe a little Nightmare on Elm Street-ish. Something happens and Ash's hair goes a little gray when they're opening the portal at the end and all that. There's just so much fun about Evil Dead 2. Like I don't know how you could watch that and honestly have a bad time, to be honest. One thing that kills me about Evil Dead 2 and even Army of Darkness is some of the bits they do, like especially in Army of Darkness, but sometimes in Evil Dead 2, they go on for so long that it like it makes it you're kind of like, okay, I'm over this. This isn't funny, and then they get funny again. And some of those kill me because sometimes there's stuff like that in horror movies that I always say like, oh, if that was me, I would have that go like 10 times longer, just because it's so weird and I just love shit like that. So they kind of do that in this franchise, and that's one thing that I can't get enough of. When there's like in Army of Darkness, when he's getting the shit, when Ash is getting beat up by all the skeletons after he gets the book and he's leaving and all that, that goes on for so fucking long of them just punching him and putting it in their hands in his mouth and pulling his eyes and doing all this stuff to him. It goes on for so long that's one of my favorite bits, even though it's kind of stupid eventually. But yeah, we get introduced to S-Mart in Evil Dead 2. Shop Smart, Shop S-Mart. What a great addition to this. I know it's like so stupid, it's a little store, but I kind of love when franchises or movie series just start kind of have their own stores and their own random shit like that just continues on through stuff. World building in horror movies, I just love to know more of it just makes it seem way more real and a little weird in the universe, you know? A lot of the jokes and quips that Ash has in Army of Darkness, I love. It's so funny how going from the first Evil Dead to Army of Darkness, he just becomes a jokester and like a smooth motherfucker. Like he was a smooth motherfucker in the original, but you know what I mean? Like he just becomes more of a Bruce Campbell is the only way I can put it. But I really do dig that stuff about the movies later on. I will say the thing too that I think kind of puts Army of Darkness a little bit lower on my list, even though I love it, is the end battle with all the skeletons and all the shit. That kind of goes on a little too much for me, where I kind of lose interest. And then it's just, the movie's just kind of over, too, at some point, with the other medieval shit, and then it just goes to the store, and you can kind of tell that was added on after the fact. There was an original ending where he's in the future in London, and he's, screaming. No! I slept too long! But yeah, I feel like it doesn't, Army of Darkness doesn't end great. For how fun and great it is, it doesn't really end that good, so that kind of leaves it on a bummer for me, you know? Also, kind of in the original, I didn't really care about any of his friends other than Bruce, you know? I just keep calling him Bruce. Plus, I know things about the universe, so watching him now, I'm like, oh, okay, well, these people will die, and they're gonna fuck with Bruce, and then they're gonna fuck with Ash. I keep calling Bruce Campbell just Bruce, knowing the stories, I guess, kind of make it like that. I think that's why number 2 and Rise and all that are kind of higher on my list, because they're a lot more fresh for me. So maybe on a rewatch in a year or two, I'll do another ranking, and this will be completely different. Or I'll rewatch these in a year and I'll go, oh, cool, it's the same. I guess no video. Or I'll sit here and record something for you guys and go, it's the same thing, just watch my last one. I have no new thoughts. So, yeah. Alright, well, I think that's the end of this ranking video. I can't think of anything else to say about the Old Dead. I'm sure I missed a lot, said a lot of things you didn't agree with, and for that, I'm sorry, but I'm stupid, okay? I don't have much up here. That's why I had to watch all these movies today and yesterday to remember a little bit for this video. God. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe or check out something else from this channel. We got a podcast on here called the Pleeka Podcast, where I do it with Hess. We talk about movies and TV shows and a bunch of random shit. I got other ranking videos or random movie reviews or TV show reviews. You can just go check it out and see if you like something. Yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Maybe comment down below another movie series, preferably horror, that you'd like to see me rank, or maybe even a horror show. I don't watch a lot of horror shows except for American Horror Story, and that's kind of dog shit, so if you got recommendations, I'd take them. Yeah, catch you guys later, my little wieners.